You guys want to see something cool? I slept on it, so I don't know. Oh God, this looks terrible. I'm gonna have to refilm this already. Let's see how it came out. I lightened my hair a little bit. Ugh. No, you can't even tell I trimmed it. I'm gonna have to do a before and after. Let's see if I can get into better lighting. Hold that thought. You guys want to see something? Ooh. Oh, you can't really tell how it came out. I'm gonna have to go through and check my layers. But I layered my hair last night, and I've been gradually lightening it just a little bit, just because it was like really boring. Can you even tell? I'm gonna curl it. I'm gonna go curl it. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe if I push it on the other side. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna put some more layers in down here. I mean, I did really long bangs. It's kind of, I went to bed with hair that was like a little wet, so now it's like dried in a funny way. Can you see? Well, let me give you a quick update. Oh yeah, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. Eventually what my goal is. Yeah, I'm going to have to check this to see. I don't know. It could just be the way it's falling. It could be the way it's falling. We'll do a before and after or something. Maybe. My hair is thinning. I'm probably not even going to post this. So, what do you think? Kind of brightens it up a little bit. It still kind of looks plain, but it's got some golden highlights in it now. Just nothing major, just using some peroxide for now. I didn't want to change it a whole lot. But after Thanksgiving, this kind of distorts my face, this phone. After Thanksgiving, what I'm going to do, I don't know if it'll be before or after the holidays, maybe after Thanksgiving. You guys have not seen me henna my hair yet. And it has been more than a year since I trimmed my hair, and I usually trim it shorter. It has gotten so long, which, don't get me wrong, I love long hair. But on me, when it gets really long, because I'm thinning, I'm getting older, so I have some thinning in my hair in certain spots, it's not good. So this will, once I curl it and style it and everything, it kind of dried funny, but I think that already looks better. What do you think? Na 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 na. Nice. Nice. I'm gonna take a picture of myself tomorrow. Woohoo! How are you guys doing today? Today is day 19. I wasn't gonna do a day 19, but besides me editing my videos, that really long video from yesterday, it's really time consuming. Excuse me. We need to get a dehumidifier too. It's like really dry. And I started whitening my teeth, so we'll see. So if you're unhappy, I told myself, if you're unhappy with something, change it. So instead of me feeling stuck, if I needed a little change, do something. So I did. I was going to tell you something. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful holiday with your family. What else? I turned this on for a reason. And I got distracted with my hair. It looks very similar, but at least it's got some warm tones in it now. Now you can see like the gold in my eyes. Woohoo! Not that that matters, but it makes me feel less bland. I just don't want to look ill anymore. I'm coming out of a burnout. God, I'm going to have to refilm this whole thing. I'm coming out of a burnout, so I wanted to start doing little things to slowly bring myself back up to how I used to be. I'm not really sure. I don't want to get my expectations up too high because there's other things that I need to do right now, but oh, I know. Yesterday was supposed to be a day 19. Yesterday was supposed to be day 19, and I was so proud of myself, and I started it really well. This goes to show, if you like arts and crafts, don't leave your like fun, colorful supplies on your coffee table where you eat breakfast and drink your coffee. Because immediately after I wrote down my goals of what I was going to do, I'm like, ooh, let me just bead this here. I'm just going to make this necklace really quick. I have the supplies. Let me just do this. This won't take long. I was like beading all day. I was beading all day. But I made some jewelry. Do I even have it here? Oh, look at that. It's like getting like this. Sweet. I made this. Now, I already had this, right? This is, this one's fluorite. And what I did was, this is one of the supplies that I bought a few years back. If you have your own business ID, you can then go to bead shows. You can go to wholesale jewelry supply places. You can order things online, wholesale prices, all of that. When I lived a long time ago, I'm not sure how much I want to share, but a while back, I don't remember if it's 2007, I actually started to build my own jewelry company with jewelry that I made. So I have quite a few supplies, and I actually started building up a inventory. So the other day, since I've had all these beautiful gemstone beads floating around, and I've been wanting to clean out that bookshelf and put all my arts and crafts, all my supplies there. I got all excited because I knew I was going to bring all this stuff up. God, that was before Friday. That was before I did those videos last time. The happy ones. I don't remember when, but I went downstairs and I have like 4 or 5 boxes of beading supplies with pliers and nippers and crimping beads and wire and stringing material and beads and everything. Yeah, so that took a while because everything was all mixed up. So I took everything apart, spread it all out on the floor so I could sort the real gemstones. This is fluorite. This is not expensive. I just really like fluorite. So anyway, I had purchased a bunch of these. Let me hold it. Like, how am I going to hold this so you can see? Do you see how it's almost like, well, I restrung it on elastic is what I did. But this was almost 36 inches. It might have been 32 inches. I'm not really sure. But I tend to wear it a lot because I find it really calming, this particular stone. This is one of the stones that I like. And fluorite is good if you... It's calming for me. It's kind of a rational stone. It's good for studying. I actually don't know why I like it so much. It just feels really nice. And this was one that I had purchased. It already comes strung, and I I bought a whole bunch of them in all different kinds of gemstones. And I've taken them apart to use them as supplies because wholesale, this was quite affordable. And I was going to make all kinds of beaded jewelry with them. But for some reason, I really like the fluorites, so I just left it as it was, and sometimes I wear it, but it's quite long and it hangs down. Now, I always want to like double wrap it, but it's too small to do that. So I have been making beaded bracelets with elastic. So I thought, maybe I can't do it while I'm holding this camera. I said maybe to myself, I thought, why don't I just string it with some of that stretch magic stuff, and then I can stretch it over my head and wear it like, wear it like this. So that's how I wanted to. But it was so tight. So now I have it, now it's on an elastic and I can stretch it and put it over twice if I want. I can leave it long if I want. So I'm happy I made that. What did I do? What did I do yesterday? I said make one of my phone calls. I'm looking at my planner right now to see what my goals were yesterday, because now I'm like, I need to get back on track. I know I said I don't like this. I don't want to do it anymore, but I've been trying to think of ways how I can reframe this in my mind so it's not a chore. Because I've made it out to be harder than it needs to be. I mean, I created this system. It's my system, you know? So on the bottom of the first page, I don't know if you can tell, is the area where I write the goals for the week. My therapist, she is amazing. She has ADHD like I do, and I am so grateful. I don't know if you guys get frozen when you think about making a phone call. I know that a lot of people with ADHD get overwhelmed when they think about cleaning out their messes, like because of the executive functioning issues of not being able to tell what's the most important thing. And that's like something you take for granted, right? How are you supposed to clean out your stuff if you can't discern what's the most important and it all looks important to you? Which is basically the gist of all executive functioning issues, right? So yeah, but for some reason, it's almost like a stage fright thing. I get anxious when I make phone calls, which is it's always been that way. I've just always kind of been embarrassed and always thought, just do it. But for some reason, I don't know why. It's not like if I call my friends or family. If I have to call a doctor's office, if I have to call about a bill, if I have to call and talk to a stranger about something, I don't know why I get flustered. And when the person picks up the phone, I get distracted because I can't predict what's going to happen. This is another reason. This is a very much an autism kind of thing. I need things to be, I think this is also why I struggle. I think there's probably I think I am ADHD. So if you have autism, you really want structure because you want structure to give you a sense of comfort and security. And I really wish I had that. And I'm trying. And then the ADHD part of you is not very good at it. So I'm not sure. So basically what I was trying to say is when you make phone calls, or if there's somebody that you're anxious to talk to, I think I did this on my own, but I would have been embarrassed to tell anyone that I had to do this. I actually had to write some notes to myself, not fully script it, but one of the phone calls I have to make this week or next week is, my last video, I was telling you for day 18 that there are 2 reasons that I have to get an adjunctive counselor. And I think I've been talking about it for a few days now. I keep avoiding it. I keep procrastinating it. Every time I think about it, like I was going to do it 2 hours ago. And then I realized it's the day before Thanksgiving. They might not be there. This is probably me making excuses. I was going to do it before I see my counselor. For some reason, she changed it to Saturdays. And then, so I had to reschedule. I had an appointment with her for this Saturday. But, you know, it's the holidays, and I think that we're going to be visiting with some family somewhere. Maybe. I don't know, over the weekend. I don't know what's happening. It keeps changing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people are coming here. I don't know if we're going. I don't know. I'm spacing. So, what was I going to tell you? So I had to text my counselor and tell her that I need to reschedule my appointment. And then, of course, my inner procrastinator is saying, oh, I don't have to see her till next Saturday. I'll just make the call on Monday. So I was all engrossed in going through and editing that video that I made 2 days ago for 18. I really like breaking them up into small bits. I'm still trying to figure out like a rhythm. Like I just want to be myself, and that's fine. But in order to be helpful for people, like this is 17 minutes. To me, it feels like I've been talking for 3 minutes, and I look up and it's 17. What was I saying? I don't know. I'm still editing. I think the last portion is like, I think I'm just going to go through it and see if there's anything I need to delete and then post it. I love putting the timestamps because as I'm going through and listening to it a second time, it just takes a long time for me to pause it, write the time down, and write it in a notebook. Or what I was trying to do is I was trying to have this up. My photos with the video up. Or did I have it already uploaded to one? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I had the video up in one screen, and I had a blank Word document that I could go back and forth and type in. Use a little pen to type in the timestamp so then I can copy it and paste it. I'm just trying to try different things to figure shortcuts out, because if I could make that process not take all day. I started working on the one that I posted that was only like 13 minutes. I started working on that like 11, 10. Actually, did I write times down yet? So yesterday started out well. Yeah. So I wrote like some things to myself, like it doesn't have to be complicated. I have to change the wording. Do you guys have pathological demand avoidance? I guess it's not uncommon for people with ADHD to have demand avoidance, and pathological demand avoidance is just when it's really bad. I guess apparently I couldn't figure out why I would write a list and be gung-ho and visualize me doing them the next day. Like, this is great. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And I wake up and I look at the list and have a totally different feeling. I totally panic and I freak out. And that does not make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And then my therapist had said to me, have you heard of demand avoidance? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of heard of that a little bit. She says, did you know you could have demand avoidance, which a lot of people with ADHD do, or pathological demand avoidance, which I wonder if people with ADHD get that. I'm not sure. So basically, see, the way I think of it is, imagine you've been told what to do your whole life. Sit up, stop talking, this, that. It makes sense. Like, it's a neurological, from what I understand, it's like this knee-jerk reaction that we don't know. And it's our subconscious, and this is part of autism. I'm not sure. You guys tell me. I'm still learning about autism. How common that is for people with autism to have demand avoidance or pathological demand avoidance. I was under the impression that a lot of people with autism have it, but do they all have it? Does only some people have it? It's very interesting to me how the whole spectrum of autism, it's quite overwhelming, right? So I used to think it was less to more, but the spectrum is this whole, and there's lots of information. That's why, and I'm still learning. That's why I haven't done any like shorts or videos about it yet. But I do want to do one showing the two ADHD neurotypes, ADHD and autism, because they do occur together in a lot of people. And they used to think it's rare, and I think they're realizing that it's a lot more common than they thought. How common it is, I don't know. But I'm telling you, I'm finding a lot of people who have ADHD, and I relate to them more. And I don't know if that's a good enough way to know, because it's not any specific test or anything. It's just, if I'm just around people, like when I was in my ADHD group that are only ADHD, I still feel like a weird foreign species of animal, like the only fish like me. I don't know. What do you call, not a big fish in a small pond. I just feel like an alien. I felt different from them too. But I definitely have it, and I have gaslit myself because I deep down want to believe I could just, magical thinking and kick my ass into gear and make it go away. Like, I always tell myself, I have done this for years. I've always told myself, you don't really have that. You're just being a baby. Come on. And also, I do believe in manifesting to a point. Like, my two sides, I don't know if I think I've told you about this. I have my science side, and science side, Sherry, needs facts. I need to be able to prove things. It has to be provable. I need to be able to cross-check things with studies and then double-check that study with another study. It has to be true. And my father, when I was young, and he's a science guy, he's since passed now, miss him very, very much, but I loved talking to him about science stuff. And he liked to do these self-improvement things. So we had, back in the 80s, he had the Tony Robbins set of tapes. I actually think I have that in a box. And quite honestly, when I was listening to it, when I got older, it makes perfect sense. I don't think you need to spend all that money on all those tapes. The concepts aren't different. They just force you to have accountability and to articulate what your goals are and the steps you're going to do, and then actually do it. I know that those kind of things are expensive. And with all these motivational speakers, this is off topic completely. Sorry. You have to be careful because there are con men out there. They'll take all your money. So what was I talking about with the science? Oh, the whole manifesting. So in the spiritual set of beliefs, I would fall in kind of like New Age with some of my things. And as long as it doesn't conflict with my inner beliefs, I'll incorporate it. And I don't know how important that is to you. If you guys want to talk about religion and spirituality and stuff like that, if it's important to you, I'm very open-minded, and I don't judge anybody based on their religions. And if you want to do that during lives, we can certainly talk about that. I will preface by saying that once I start doing lives, if we have conversations about spirituality or religion, I'm going to be pretty strict with bullying and fear mongering. I know that well-meaning people, I think that there are some people out there who are not well and are maybe have pre-existing mental health issues, and so those type of people can be drawn to the fire and brimstone aspects of religion. So they get hella scared, and that's how they see things, so they just go with it. And yeah, I'm not sure. For those of you who follow me and met me from Jen's lives, she and I are very similar in some ways. We are both spiritual and we relate to each other. It's very strange because in some ways we are very different, which makes sense. I grew up in a totally different part of the country. I live in New England, and what do I want to talk about now? What did I come on to talk to you about? I wanted to show you my hair. Oop. Oh. Besides me beating up a storm yesterday, what I did start to do, because I didn't fill this out at all. So you know how I told you that I send breadcrumbs to myself? That will be because sometimes I'll forget to use this thing. So no matter what, if I have a habit of just automatically, because my phone is right by my bed, as soon as I wake up, I just go up. I'll do the date, and I'll say up at this time. I'll check my water bottle. It'll be right there. I'll be able to see how many glasses, and then I'll type. So today would be, what's today, the 27th? Today, when you first wake up and I turn on my phone, I go into text to myself and I just say November. It would just be Wednesday, November 27th. Sent. And then you know how it responds back to you because you're texting yourself? I would delete the one that's like gray, and I leave that highlighted one there. And all the rest of the text throughout the day will just be the gray one, and I'll delete the other one. And that way I can go back. And unfortunately, I did delete the other day the entire thing, and I had months worth of information. And it's because I'm not always good with this, and they're just like little quick bullet point things. Sometimes, if something's important and I don't feel like opening up a Word document or a note app, I might type messages to myself. Don't forget to do this. But yeah, so I don't remember what day I did, but this was completely blank. And this is my tracker sheet. So I went back in these previous pages, the week at a glance pages, and I wrote all of the different things, the information from those different weeks that I have wrote for each day, as well as the little texts I sent myself. Those kind of fill in the ones that I forget. It's like an insurance policy. I call them breadcrumbs because you know how isn't there like a fairy tale story where you go into the woods and you leave a trail of breadcrumbs so you can find your way out? I wouldn't use breadcrumbs, honestly, because the birds are going to come and eat it and then there's not going to be any trail. But you get the idea. The reason why I do that is consistency is very difficult. Very difficult. And so do I have anything super, super personal in here? Let me just double check to make sure. So I didn't understand because I never do, because I can never remember week to week, like, why is that blank? Why did I not do that? And so along the way between, the week at a glance pages, and it doesn't really matter what I write. Sometimes those blank pages, those blank sections for the day, I use them in different ways. Sometimes I'll start the day and I'll write my goals. Like yesterday. Yeah. Let me show you this. So if you look at Tuesday, I'm like, just call a place. So I gave myself that goal. I didn't write a bunch of things so much as just, I just started by giving myself that goal. And then either this morning, when I was I think it was this morning, the rest of it was blank. My working memory is wicked bad. To the point that I'm like, I don't remember what I did yesterday. And then I was like, oh, I beat it. And then I tried to remember, okay, I did. And then I went back and put it in. Today I got up a little bit late. I rescheduled my appointment. And I've been editing day number 18. Am I counting today as 19? I think I am. Because what I'm going to try to do, what I want to do, how much time do we have? We're in the 27th. Here, hold on a second. We have less than a week before December 1st. Then we have a brand new month, right? And now that I'm starting over, which it always feels like I am, because I'll do it and then I'll forget about it, and then I'll do it and then I forget about it, and then I get mad at myself for forgetting about it because it's like my own thing and it's like right here. What's wrong with you? But anyway, new page. This is the first page in my planner. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through the text that I have on my phone, and I'm like thinking. I'm going to try to go back and like capture, I guess what I'm frustrated and not frustrated. I'm kind of disappointed. Now, granted, with my symptoms and the things that I struggle with, this 30-day thing may have been a failure anyway. I'm not going to look at it as a failure because it's an experiment, but I might have still had these challenges without those things, right? And I started doing them every day, and then it was every other day, and now like a whole week has gone by. So I'm kind of feeling like it's waning a little bit. And then when I write down in the calendar, like whatever I can get to look at the whole month, I'll write down in the page, on the calendar sheet for the whole month. I try to go back. I mean, it ideally would be good if at the end of the day I could just write something in it, just so that I know what was going on, Sometimes I don't use my planner for a week if I'm sick, but then like a couple weeks go by and I totally forget, I don't know why I forget. But I don't have to do these things, but my memory's so bad, at least right now, until I get a little bit better and I get a little bit more structure. I think we have a couple of things going on that's exasperating. Is that the word? making worse my memory issue. I've always had poor working memory. That's part of having ADHD and maybe autism as well. Let me know, autism friends. I feel like my mouth's dry and I've been drinking my water. Oh, see? I'm slouching. I should really sit up. So this is how much water I had today. I'm very proud. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 3:45. Yeah, by this time in the day, I'm like, I've noticed. And this is what's good about the planner. If I write down, even if I screw up and I don't do the tasks, just me kind of writing a little bit of, like, that's breadcrumbs too. How are you going to know what are good expectations to have for yourself, whatever level you're at? So when I started using this planner, when I had a month that I did very well, and I was slowly increasing it each week, which is kind of what I was hoping to get back to this time. But I think my meds being messed up for weeks, that by itself, I am like shocked that I even, now that I know and knowing how much I need them to function, I'm surprised that I did as well as I did. But yeah, this is actually good opportunity. This is a good opportunity. I think I'm going to start fresh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to make any promises right now. We're going to have Thanksgiving tomorrow. Tomorrow's a holiday. I have this weekend. I really don't know what my plans are, so I don't want to commit to anything on any specific days yet. And I never know how long something's going to take me till I start doing it. And I always feel like things take me 10 times longer than I think. But I was thinking, now that a new month is coming, and yeah, everything's different. After we lost my mother-in-law, like, our schedules are different because we were going every weekend to go visit her. And that's different. There's never a plus side to like losing someone you love, and having them is better, ideally. That was her time in her life. So it wasn't like unforeseen, Ideally, you kind of hope that your family members live the best life that they can while they can, and then not be suffering, it not be that bad that they're lingering and living while they're suffering. You don't want that when they, think of what you would want, luckily she wasn't in pain, but, yeah, she had dementia, and she was in a wheelchair, and she couldn't walk anymore. So she was awesome. I'll talk to you about her sometime. She loved nail polish. This is why I don't think that it's beneficial for me to script, even though clearly I'm shocked if people watch these. But you know what? I do really like how they come out once I break them up and timestamp them by topic, because now that makes sense to me. And the one that I made a couple days ago does flow. And I do kind of go from one topic to the next. Actually going through and writing it down after the fact, I could see that. I'm sure some of these won't be that way. What did I want to tell you guys about? I started talking in day number 18 about how I was getting back on track. Today, I wanted to basically tell you that I'm starting to use my planner again. And it's funny because just 2 days ago, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I didn't want to do the 30 days anymore, but I kind of want to because I committed to it. So, I mean, I'm the one who decided to do it. It's not like, oh my God. Habits. I'm fading. I'm tired. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I hope if you get to see your family, enjoy your time with them. If you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, if you don't have people in your life, visit neighbors. If you have any like elderly neighbors or people who are alone on Thanksgiving, if you live in the States and you happen to celebrate, if there's anyone you know who might be alone, if you aren't too introverted, that might help you too. I'm not sure if I would do that. I think I would tend to withdraw, but I can kind of like relate to both because we did lose family members over the years. So sometimes we don't even celebrate holidays. So wanted to send some empathy and love and support and good thoughts and good energy and appreciation to those of you who might be struggling right now, especially if you're struggling with ADHD, autism, any kind of mental health issue, especially if you have like depression and anxiety, either alone or with them. It's really hard. And this time of year, if you can, try to be patient with people. I don't know if we got into the Christmas shopping season, but I have worked in retail over the years, and you know, some people are just insane and rude. And it's not your responsibility to be nice when they're rude. I don't know. Watch out for crazy drivers. And the family that you do have, the friends that you do have, the coworkers that you do have, if there's anybody that you're close enough to that you want to spend time with, give them a hug. Know that you're not alone. Try to see if there are any neighbors or people that don't have anybody. Or if you have a family member and they always seem like they're fine. And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. They might just be saying that. If you have extra time and you don't have a big family or you're not going to a bunch of places, maybe like pay them a visit, you know? I don't know what your plans are. Everybody's situation is so different. And some people's families are so big, it's like required. Like they're not going anywhere. They can't do it. It's like already too much. You know, we are making progress. I don't know how, because I always feel like I'm starting over. But yes, new month, right? I don't know if I'll start the 30-day over. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to use it as a fresh start so that I can try to do something every single day again. I'll probably have to rethink what I'm going to do because I think I'm just making this thing take up so much of my time because I'm here and I'm spacing out anyway. I always have to kind of rein it back if I try to track too many things. I might do that. I might just simplify it. So if you're just starting out with a planner, it's important for you to not pick too many things at one time. Just start with one. Start with doing the dishes. If you have never used a planner, your first day, Boom. Take your pills. Can you imagine just doing that every single day for a week? It's frustrating because you're like, I'm still here. I'm still not functional. Yay, I took my pill. I could have done that. But when you, for some reason, I don't know what it is about our brains. I have heard this. I have read this. I've been told this. That if you have ADHD, your list of things you should give yourself for a day, there should not be many. Because you'll think you could bang everything off of that list. Boom, 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 boom. Because you remember in your head how long a task takes you. But you're visualizing yourself not being distracted. Am I right? Yeah? And then it happens. And you're like, that's not how I saw it going. That shouldn't happen. And then start small. Start with one thing until it becomes a habit. I'm rambling. I love you guys. I might be on tomorrow just to say hi. I don't know. I hope everybody's doing well. Give me some good news. Anything new in your world? Anything new and exciting in everyone's world? Let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.